Okay. That is.
That has started, and let me go put it over here.
Caden.
Sit down, Carson.
Focus up here, Carson, okay? Okay, so today we're going to be learning about word problems. And I know you guys have worked with word problems a little bit before, but today we're going to be learning about these 4 steps you can do on a word problem to easily figure out if you're subtracting or adding, okay? So before we start, I want to talk about our addition clue words and our subtraction clue words, okay? So clue words are really important because they give you a hint to tell you if you're adding or subtracting, okay? So our addition clue words, these are all important, but we need to focus on sum, in all together, and total. So when you see these addition clue words, you should automatically know that you're adding the numbers in the word problem, okay? So for example, if you see a word problem that says, Abby has 3 apples and her mom gave her 2 more, how many apples does Abby have in all? The clue word is in all, so you know you're adding, okay? So now, our subtraction clue words, again, these are all important. So if you see any of these words in a word problem, you should know you're subtracting or taking away, okay? So you need to look for difference, decreased, how many more, fewer, or remain. So again, when you see those, you should know you're subtracting the numbers in the word problem. So if we have a word problem that says, Mary has 10 cookies and her brother ate 8 of her cookies, how many cookies remain? So what are you doing in that word problem? Are you subtracting or adding? Subtracting. Yeah, because you see the clue word remain. Okay, perfect. So does anybody have any questions about the clue words? Right, Lee?
Why do they tell you if it's plus or minus?
Because you can tell, so when you see the word sum, that's like the answer for an addition problem. And then difference is just basically saying how many you took away from the number.
What does decrease mean?
Like take away, you have less.
How many clue words are there?
Well, there's a lot of clue words. Just like on this sheet, you can just learn more as you go. But right now for addition, we're just going to focus on like sum, increase, together, combined, all together. And you can refer to that as we go, okay? So the more you do, the more you'll figure out the clue words. So now we're going to look at this. I'm going to get my marker. Okay. So have you guys ever seen these 4 steps for a word problem before? Okay, so when you solve a word problem, it's important to know what you're doing because it can be kind of confusing because if you need to determine if you're adding or subtracting. So with these 4 steps, you can determine the facts and the question, okay? And you can use these 4 steps to do that, and you can identify or look for our clue words, okay? So step 1, you're going to underline the facts. And facts are something that gives you information or has a number in it. So every story problem has facts. Step 2, you're going to put a box around the question. And a question obviously has a question mark, and it has a clue word, okay? So if you see a clue word and a question mark, you should automatically know it's the question, and you'll find your clue words in there. So next, this is a really important step. You have to solve the problem and show your work, okay? You can show your work in many different ways. You can draw pictures to represent the numbers. You can use your number racks, you can use your whiteboards, you can use a number sentence. So there's many ways, but you have to make sure you show your work so we know how you got your answer, okay? So the last step is write your answer on the line. And the line it's talking about is right here. So it says there were blank ladybugs in all. You write your number right there, okay? Any questions about the 4 steps? No? Okay. So you see in the example, it says, there were 7 ladybugs on the leaf. Then 6 more landed on the leaf. So do you think that's a fact or a question?
Question.
You think it's a question?
Fact.
Let me read it one more time. There were 7 ladybugs on the leaf. Then 6 more landed on the leaf. A fact, yeah, it's a fact because it gives us information and a number. So it's telling us that there were 7 ladybugs and then 6 more landed on the leaf, okay? So now this says, how many ladybugs in all? Do you guys see a clue word in there?
Oh.
In all, yeah, so that tells us we're adding or subtracting. Good job. Okay, so you box that, and then you see they did a number sentence, 7 plus 6 equals 13. So they showed their work and wrote their number on the line clearly, okay? So now I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna do the 4 steps on this problem, okay? So let me read this. There were 10 ladybugs sitting on a leaf. It has a number. A bird came and chased 4 of them away. So I think that's a fact because I see 2 numbers and I see information. So I'm gonna underline that. And that's a lot of facts right there. Then it says, how many ladybugs were on the leaf? So I see a question mark and a clue word, left. So that is telling me that we are subtracting, because that's one of our subtraction clue words. So now I'm going to show my work. And I think for this problem, it would be easiest to draw a picture. So I'm going to draw 10 ladybugs. And then I'm going to cross out 4 of the ladybugs because they were chased away. Okay, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And the question's asking us how many ladybugs were left. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there were 6 ladybugs left. And what's left? Is it a clue word? Yep, subtraction. Good job, Carson. All right, so does everybody understand? You underline the facts, box the question, show your work, and can't forget our last step, write it on the line. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So now, let's erase this. Now you guys are going to have the chance to help me and come up to the board. Help me do the 4 steps. Okay, so now you can pick between a number rack, one of your Rec and Recs, or your whiteboard. So you're going to be using that to work through the problems I'm doing up here on the board. So you can go get one, the number rack, or the whiteboard right now, quickly. And make sure you get your marker and stop to erase your work in between problems. All right, quickly come back on the carpet, okay? Oh, Mary Claire got a number rack. I like it. All right, sit back quietly, okay? Go, you can get one from the back table, okay? All right, and make sure you're in a position where you can see the board as we're working through, okay? Sorry, Ari. All right, so I'm going to start by reading question number 3, and then I'm going to call on you guys, so when I'm reading it, be thinking of what the fact and the question is, okay? So there were 5 ladybugs on a leaf. Some more ladybugs came. Then there were 12 ladybugs on the leaf. How many ladybugs came? So who thinks they can come up here and underline the facts on this? Mary? Right here on this one. Can you reach it? Oh, hold on. Try it one more time.
Hit the little arrow to undo what you just did. The lock back arrow.
Hold on, Mary Claire. Let's do that one more time because you got a little mark. Okay, underline the facts. good job. So Mary Claire, how did you know that was a fact?
Because this had numbers and this had some, this had 12.
Okay, so you saw numbers and information. Good job. Okay, yes. So Mary Claire, she underlined the facts because it has numbers and the information. So who thinks they can come up here and box the question? Ari? Box the question. Right here. So the question in number 3.
How many?
Yeah, so box that. Yeah, good job. So how did you know that was the question?
Because it was asking.
Yeah, so you saw a question mark? Okay, good job. So now we're going to do step 3. We're going to show you working. I see you guys are working really hard on that. So Braylee, tell me what you did to solve this problem.
I did sticks.
Sticks? Okay, so how did you represent the 5 ladybugs that were on the leaf and some ladybugs came?
I put the name on there that counted all to 12.
Okay, so what was the final answer you got?
12.
So you got 12. So this one's a little tricky, so let me show you guys, okay?
I know.
Hold on, so the problem says there were 5 ladybugs on the leaf. So let's start with drawing 5 ladybugs. 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's just color these in a little bit because they were already on the leaf. Then it says some ladybugs came, and you don't know how many came because it doesn't give you a specific number. So let's read the next fact. Then there were 12 ladybugs on the leaf. So I think it would be a smart idea, like Braylee said, to count to 12. So we already have 5, so let's count to 12 from 5. So count with me. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we need to count the ladybugs that came to make 12. So what'd you get?
I had 7.
7. You're correct. So how did you know it was 7? Because you counted to 12 from 5? Yeah.
And I used my fingers.
Yeah, that's a good mental strategy. So you have 5 ladybugs already, then you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ladybugs that came. Did everyone get that?
Yes.
Oh, I like your number sentence, Ari. So there were 7 ladybugs.
I did tally marks. Those are called sticks.
All right, good job. So don't forget our last step. What's our last step?
Write down the answer. Write down the
Yeah,
answer.
good job.
And show your work.
Yep, and show your work. All right, so this next one, we're going to underline the facts. So someone come up here and underline the facts for me. Lincoln. Underline the facts. All right, good job. So how did you know that was the facts, Lincoln?
I know. There's 3 dogs
Mm-hmm.
and 5
Cats.
cats and 8 fish.
Yeah, good job. So it gave you numbers and information. So now I'm going to box the question. And I knew that was a question. It says, how many pets does he have in all? And I see a question mark and a clue word.
Oh.
In all. So that's telling me I'm going to be adding. Okay? So it says Mark has 3 dogs, 5 cats, and 8 fish. How many pets does he have in all? So this one's a little different because we have 3 numbers we're going to be adding. Okay? Can you see it? So take a little second to work through that. Well, we're adding 3, 5, and 8. Okay? Cataline, can you come up here and show us what you did to find the sum of how many pets Mark had?
So first, I put 5.
So you put 5 to represent the 5 cats, okay?
And then put another 5 because 5 is 2.
Okay.
And put 1. Five.
16, okay, good job. So did anybody do it a different way? Oh yeah. So Elsie did a number sentence. So this is what Elsie did. She did 3 plus 5 plus 8 to get 16 pets in all. Good job. And I like how Mary Claire's doing it. Yeah, you did a good job too. Like your number sentence. Yep, Carson, Lincoln, Addison, good job. So does anybody have any questions on the 4 steps on the 2 problems we just did, Riley?
Why do we have to put it like right on the line?
Your answer? Because, you know, when you're working through a problem, it can get kind of messy when you're showing your work. So you just write it on the line so it's clearly, you can clearly see your answer. Any more questions? All right, so now it's your turn to work through some word problems all by yourself. So I'm going to read you the 9 problems that I have on the back table, okay? So you're going to pick one word problem. You're going to glue it in your math journal, and then you're going to show your work. You can use your whiteboard, number rack, but your work has to be in your journal, okay? And let me just erase this real quick. So you're going to go in the back table and pick one. And if you finish in time, then I can check your work off and you can get another one. But we're just going to start with one right now. Okay. All right, we're sitting down still though because I'm going to read the 9 word problems aloud, okay? Okay. So everybody look up at the board, okay? I'm going to read the problems, and some of these problems are a little easy and then they get a little harder. So when I'm reading them, Cataline, when I'm reading them, you need to be figuring out which one you're going to pick, okay? So number 1, Dan caught 7 fish in the morning and 6 fish in the afternoon. How many fish did Dan catch in all? Can you see Elsie? Number 2, Sasha had 12 oranges, but then she gave Patty 7 oranges. How many oranges does Sasha have now? What'd you say? Number 1 says Dan caught 7 fish in the morning and 6 fish in the afternoon. How many fish did Dan catch in all? Number 3 says Kate had 11 pencils. She gave some of her pencils to her friend Sarah. Now Kate has 5 pencils left. How many pencils did Kate give to Sarah? Number 4, Tessa made a lot of clay beads. She gave 9 clay beads to her sister. Now Tessa has 5 clay beads left. How many clay beads did Tessa make to begin with? So you can see it's a mix between subtraction and addition problems. So now, can y'all see over here? Are you listening to the problems? Okay. Number 5. Chang threw a ball up in the air 17 times. He dropped the ball 7 times. How many times did Chang catch the ball? Number 6. Rosa drew 11 faces on her paper, and then she erased 4 of them. How many faces are left on Rosa's paper? Number 7. Bob made 15 paper airplanes. Tim made 7 airplanes. How many more paper airplanes does Bob have? Number 8. Carmen's team won 8 soccer games. Rob's team won 6 more games than Carmen's team. How many more games did Rob's team win? Number 9. Lulu rode her bike for 19 miles. Lulu rode her bike 12 more miles than Todd. How many more miles did Todd ride his bike? So you can guys see towards the end, they get really hard, okay? So when you pick, you need to pick the ones that you think you guys can easily solve and show your work in your math journal, okay? So you're going to go back there and pick one problem. You're going to get your glue, get your math journal, and glue it in there. Make sure you get your tops for your markers. Just get one strip.
Come send me your math journal.
Ooh, you did the hardest? I'm excited to see your work. And do not forget to do the 4 steps in your math journal. All right, as soon as you sit down, get started. The questions are on the back table of it. Just pick one, okay? And then when you're done, bring it to me and I'm going to check your work and make sure you did all 4 steps. All 4 steps. Over there, Miss Paige. So glue it in your math journal.
You must have kept yours. I know yours.
Kalea, you dropped your eraser.
And Carson.
All right, so get started.
There's no more number 1, so you'll have to pick a different one. There's lots.
And raise your hand if you need help. And I'll put the 4 steps back on the board so you can look at them. All right, everybody look up here real quick, okay? So I'm putting the 4 steps on the board. So when you do your problem in your journal, make sure you underline the facts, box the question, and show your work, okay? Make sure you do the 4 steps and you're okay. Don't forget. Yeah, you can show your work as long as you show your work. You write a number sentence, picture, anything that shows how you got your answer. Are you done? Let me check. And just raise your hand when you're done and I'll come check it. So how did you solve this? So did you solve this? Now she has 6. She has 2 hyphens as well. So it's you can get another one if you want to solve. Yeah, so this is a double print. Double plus 1. So you can get another one if you want. use this to show your work. I like it. Good job. You can get another one if you want. You don't want to? Wow. And make sure you guys are doing the four steps on the problem, okay?
Bradley, you still have plenty of time, you need to give me.
And make sure you forgot the 4 steps. You gotta underline.
Okay, you got your journal, you still have plenty of time to do that after Miss Watkins checks you.
Good job. And make sure you do the 4 steps, okay? Good job, Addison. We're doing the 4 steps.
Still our math time.
Good job, but you forgot to box the question.
Remember,
Go
Brandon,
get
our
another
character circle this one, he's an issue.
Good job. Lincoln did all 4 steps on his problem. Good job. I'm gonna get another one. Oh, you forgot the 4 steps. You forgot the 4 steps. It's the 4 steps we just went over in the lesson, and they're on the board. Underline the facts, put a box around the question, and solve the problem and show your work. Are you done? Good job. Hollis did all 4 steps. Do you want me to read this for you? Chang threw his ball up in the air 17 times. He dropped the ball 7 times. How many times did Chang catch the ball? So he started with 17 and he dropped it 7 times. So 17 minus 7. Okay? Hey guys, keep working, okay?
Carson, that's for you to go to speech today, okay?
Okay, and I'm already done with my work right now.
You still didn't do the 4 steps?
If you want to take it, you can.
Huh?
You want to take
Just leave
it?
it out.
No, you have to underline the facts and box the
Okay,
question.
I'll leave it out.
Okay, the 4 steps we went over on there. Do you need help? Okay. So let's do our second step. Let's box the question. So this is the question because I have a question mark and a clue word. So box the question. This is the question, how many clay beads did Tessa make to begin with? Okay, so Tessa made a lot of beads. How about we draw a picture of her? She gave 9 clay beads to her sister. So draw 9, yeah. And work it out, okay?
Colton, Kaleda, and Caden, it's time for you to go. Did you check one of theirs? Did they each finish one?
No.
Colton, Kaleda, and Caden? Okay, you'll need to finish one before you go to Miss Lawson. You gotta finish one story problem for Miss Watkins before you go to Miss Lawson. You need to finish at least one.
You were close, you were close. But remember, do the 4 steps. You have to underline the facts.
Make sure you underline the facts and box the question. Brian, did you finish one?
Yes.
Okay, that's, you can put your math journal in the basket and put your materials away, that is so well. Oh, you showed your work with the teacher, you drew 12 oranges and you crossed out 7 of them. And you had 5 of them. Good job.
Good job, you did good.
Just do the extra like writing class, language class.
Good job. All right, you can close that, and then, are you done, Briley? Miss Paige checked it, okay.